So should you pick a co-founder right now, or should you wait a little bit? So again, back, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my experience with the co-founders. Actually, I had two startup companies. I had one startup company back in 2017, and then I had the co-founder. But then, of course, this co-founder was had a family. He was introduced to me by a guy who was accepted at that time. He just got accepted into Y Combinator. Yeah, and again, they raised $2 million at the time, and he's the co-founder of Cubo. Now probably he's not there anymore. He was the CTO, and I met the guy through kind of a Tinder for businesses where you can find co-founders, where you can find business people, and yeah, he just introduced me to his friend, and he was from Vancouver, working remote, and he was a great guy, but still he had a family, 2 or 3 kids, and then a wife, and then he was like, should I go? Should we work together? I don't know whether he's gonna have time, and he turned exactly right, because the thing is that we were just building the whole platform on WordPress, because actually I built it on, I coded before, but it was not that good, and when I moved on with them, I said, you know what? Let's launch it in less than a month. Let's do WordPress. It doesn't matter. Just have to validate the idea. Then we can code it the right way. So what happened? It took over almost 3 months, 2 months and a half, 3 months to get it done. And the guy, he was working full time, and of course he had to provide for his kids and his family. And I totally get it, but still, at the end, I just told him that we cannot be moving forward like this, and the company would never succeed with that kind of work ethic. Yeah, and my second startup company was 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. It was social media, yeah, social network company. So at that time, I remember I just I built the app with nothing. It was a personal problem, and then I was on Fiverr. I was just looking for someone to fix a few bugs, and he over delivered, because actually I worked with so many devs, so many tech people, and this guy over delivered. So I've been talking to him with like once every month or every 2 months, and just kind of chit chatting. And then at a certain point, I just told him whether he wanted to get in. I pitched him the idea. He loved it, but still, when the idea took 7 8 months, yeah, to launch completely, which I was very 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 not happy about. Yeah, because again, he was a freelancer and I was doing my thing as well, but still I was all in on the business. I was always prioritize giving priority to the business, so to the app. But I understand he was just working full time, not making much, which makes it even worse. So yeah, when we completed the whole thing, what happened? I just told them, I had the first client, the first app user. I remember I brought almost 200 people. It was 180-ish or was 70-ish to the app the very first month. It was purely organic, no single dime, no paid ads, nothing. And yeah, I remember this guy who just downloaded the app. I remember it was the very very first day. He just asked me a question whether we had something, a feature, and then I said, "Wow, man, I love it." He loved the app, etc., etc. And then I started getting more and more feedback. So what happened? I started spotting a new opportunity. So when I did that, I just told them that, hey, there's this feature that's being asked for, and we should be delivering on it. And he said, oh, it's gonna take time. I said, okay, all right. But then when I saw that new opportunity, I said, man, oh, now I see a bigger market. And then what I did, he said, just go and design it. I went design, take care of the whole UI UX. I paid every single thing. I never asked him to pay from his own pocket. I was literally just, I said, okay, you do the development, I do the customer acquisition, I do the growth hacking, whatever. I pay for everything. Just be a man and deliver, just work, just let's work fast. And effectively. And yeah, and I remember the moment we done the whole thing. It took like 3 weeks or a month to get the whole design done. And then when I talked to him, I said, hey, it's all done. Do you have 10 or 15 minutes? Because he had to talk to the developers that they can explain to him how some few features work. And he was like, hey, I don't have time right now with family. I said, yeah, okay. In my mind, I was like, yeah, it's okay. Family is great. Family comes first, yeah. But hey, if it's not urgent, pick up the phone and let's talk. And that showed me how much this guy was not very, very, very much into it, despite the fact that we've been working for almost a year and together. So then when I sent him the whole design, etc., just to see them, I remember they were on Figma, and just to see them on his own, he was like pretty furious. Hey, you didn't talk to me, like you changed the whole idea. He said, I told you we're gonna pivot because hey, you shouldn't be falling in love with the idea. You should be giving what the market wants. And he didn't like it because he knew he had to code so many things from scratch. So that was a red flag, and he said, no, you know what, I'm not into this. You know what, you're out, period. And that's exactly how we end our co-foundership, if you want to call it like that. So ever since, I kept working hard on my side hustles to make money and hire people to do the work for me, because I had two experiences which were not very, very, very pleasant. And again, what I want you to take away from this is these two things. Everybody would tell you, oh, because I remember I sent an email to YC, Michael Siebel, and it was more about whether you have a co-founder. And I don't have a co-founder. I didn't have a co-founder, in my third startup. But it's okay. What I learned is don't wait for co-founder. Don't wait, because everybody's going to tell you, oh, you need a co-founder to start. No. Get started, and then a co-founder will come on your way. If and only if they're inspired by your idea. But again, never ever hire someone, never ever collaborate or have a co-founder who doesn't believe in your idea. Never ever. That's number one. Number two, you gotta know them very well, know how they work, their work ethic. And then you have to know whether you don't need people who are very lazy and they need someone to cheer them up and someone to motivate them and push them to do the work. Because I remember my second co-founder, he was always telling me, oh, thank you so much for the pep talk. Now I'm feeling motivated, I'm gonna go and work on it. And he was like, he had sudden surges of dopamine that I told him, and in my mind I said, come on, like, it's not possible to work with people like this. So that's why I'm telling you, if you find someone who has so many ups and downs, they don't know how to handle their emotions, they don't know how to pick themselves up, forget about them. Despite how good they are, despite how great they are what they're doing, trust me, you're gonna find a very hard time constantly motivating them like their parents or, just forget it. Again, make sure they're super inspired by your idea. Make sure they're self-motivated, and make sure that they are so much into your idea. Like, the less side hustles they have, the better, because they're gonna be all in on your thing. Again, I'm talking more about tech co-founders. But yeah, hopefully you found a little bit of value out of this video. My name is Yassine Arouchi, and my goal is to support you in your entrepreneurial endeavor, to make as much money as you can, put a dent in this world, and help as much people as you can. Again, have a wonderful day, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video if you haven't yet. Thank you so much, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.